Dark chocolate is the purest expression of the cacao bean. Made from cocoa solids, cocoa butter, and sugar with little to no milk, it ranges anywhere from 50% to 100% cacao. The higher the percentage, the more intense, bitter, and complex the flavor becomes, often carrying notes of red fruit, coffee, or even tobacco. Dark chocolate is prized not just for its taste, but for its health halo. It's rich in antioxidants called flavonols, which have been linked to heart health. Chocolatiers treat high-percentage dark chocolate almost like fine wine. Single-origin bars are tasted, scored, and paired the same way sommeliers approach a vintage. If you want to understand chocolate at its most honest, dark is where you start. Milk chocolate is the world's best-selling type, and for good reason. It's smooth, sweet, and instantly comforting. It's made by adding milk powder or condensed milk to the cocoa solids and cocoa butter mixture, which softens the bitterness of cacao and creates that creamy, melt-in-your-mouth texture everyone recognizes. Cacao content typically sits between 10% and 50%. Switzerland is often credited with perfecting milk chocolate in the late 1800s, when Daniel Peter combined cocoa with condensed milk for the first time. Today, milk chocolate dominates candy bars, truffles, and everyday treats worldwide, precisely because its sweetness makes it universally approachable. Here's a controversial one. Technically, white chocolate isn't real chocolate at all because it contains no cocoa solids. It's made purely from cocoa butter, sugar, and milk, which is why it's ivory-colored instead of brown. What it lacks in cocoa intensity, it makes up for in creamy, buttery sweetness with subtle vanilla notes. Quality matters enormously here. Cheap white chocolate uses vegetable fat instead of real cocoa butter, resulting in a waxy, artificial taste. Premium white chocolate, made with genuine cocoa butter, has a silky texture and a delicate flavor that pairs beautifully with fruit, citrus, and matcha. Ruby chocolate is the newest major category, introduced by Belgian chocolate maker Barry Callebaut in 2017. The first new type of chocolate in over 80 years. Its striking pink hue comes naturally from a specific type of cacao bean, not from added coloring or berries, contrary to popular belief. The flavor is equally unique, a tangy, slightly fruity, almost berry-like taste that sets it apart from anything else on this list. Ruby chocolate has become an Instagram favorite for its visual appeal, showing up in luxury desserts, pastries, and confections around the world. Couverture is the professional's chocolate, the gold standard used by pastry chefs and chocolatiers. The word comes from the French for covering, and it's named for its primary use, coating truffles, bonbons, and cakes with a flawless, glossy shell. What sets couverture apart is its high cocoa butter content, typically 32% or more, which gives it a thinner, more fluid consistency when melted. This allows for that perfect, crisp snap and shine once it hardens. Working with couverture requires tempering, carefully heating and cooling the chocolate to align its crystal structure. But the payoff is a professional finish that regular baking chocolate simply can't match. Compound chocolate is the budget-friendly cousin of couverture. Instead of cocoa butter, it uses vegetable fats like palm kernel or coconut oil, which makes it cheaper, more heat-stable, and much easier to work with. No tempering required. It's the chocolate you'll often find coating candy bars, cake pops, and mass-produced confections. The trade-off is flavor and texture. Compound chocolate tends to taste slightly waxy and lacks the smooth melt of real chocolate. For home bakers and quick projects, though, it's a practical and forgiving choice. Raw chocolate is made from cacao beans that are never heated above roughly 45 degrees Celsius or about 115 degrees Fahrenheit during processing. The goal is to preserve as many natural nutrients, antioxidants, and enzymes as possible, since traditional roasting can break some of them down. Raw chocolate tends to have a more earthy, slightly bitter, and less cooked flavor compared to conventionally roasted chocolate. It's a favorite in the health and wellness space, often sweetened with coconut sugar or raw honey rather than refined sugar. Purists argue it delivers a more authentic taste of the cacao plant itself, closer to how ancient Mesoamerican cultures would have consumed it. Single-origin chocolate is made entirely from cacao beans grown in one specific region, sometimes even a single farmer estate. Just like coffee or wine, terroir matters enormously here. Beans from Ecuador might taste floral and fruity, while beans from Madagascar can be bright and citrusy, and beans from Venezuela often lean nutty and smooth. This category exploded in popularity alongside the craft chocolate movement, as consumers began seeking transparency about where their chocolate comes from and how it's grown. Single-origin bars are typically minimally processed, letting the bean's natural character shine through instead of masking it with heavy additives. Gianduja is a hazelnut chocolate hybrid born in Turin, Italy, in the early 1800s, when a cocoa shortage forced chocolatiers to stretch their supply with roasted ground hazelnuts. The result was so beloved, it became a category of its own. Gianduja typically blends milk or dark chocolate with finely ground hazelnut paste, creating a smooth, nutty, slightly grainy texture that's instantly recognizable. It's the foundation behind famous products like Nutella and countless Italian pralines. If you've ever tasted a chocolate that felt distinctly nutty and luxurious at the same time, there's a good chance Gianduja was involved. Bean to bar isn't a flavor category so much as a philosophy. It refers to chocolate makers who control the entire process themselves, from sourcing raw cacao beans directly from farmers, through roasting, grinding, conching, and tempering, all the way to the finished bar. This is the opposite of large manufacturers who buy pre-made chocolate mass in bulk. Bean-to-bar producers tend to be smaller, artisanal operations obsessed with quality, traceability, and ethical sourcing. Because they oversee every step, they can highlight the unique character of specific beans, resulting in bars with far more nuance and personality than mass-market chocolate. It's the closest thing chocolate has to true craftsmanship, and the perfect note to end this list on.